Keep pushing, baby. Something like that. Keep pushing. My back up against the ball. I keep pushing, baby. I thought he was going to go rock.
Welcome to another episode of Duality Podcast. I'll be Mr. Business.
Yeah, this your boy, Mr. Social.
Oh, you in stealth mode now?
Yeah, I wanted to try something new today.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
What's good with you, brother?
I'm good, bro. How you?
Man, can't complain. You know, another week.
Yeah, that's how I go, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, just looking forward to this weather changing. I mean, because right now, boy, we got winter, spring, you know.
All in one day.
Yeah, it's a little different out there.
Well, it's usually like that in the Northeast with the changing of the seasons. You know, that beginning of each season, the ending of the other seasons is always a little weird with the weather.
Yeah. You get your second shot?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you cool, you good.
I'm Gucci.
All right. Yeah, I get mine Friday.
All right.
Yeah. So, you know, we still hoping, you know, everybody go out there, get the shot if you feel comfortable with it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
The faster we can battle this situation, to me, the faster it is for us to get back to some type of normalcy on a continuous basis.
Right, not in spurts.
Right.
And next week, they were like, you know what, we got to shut it back down. Numbers going up. Shut it down.
Yeah.
Shut it down, Habib. Shut it down.
And I'm like, sometimes, man, this whole CDC, like, they say follow the science. Okay, I get it. But at a certain point, it'd be like, man, the science keep changing every day. Like, you don't know what to believe in sometimes. You know what I mean? By following the science. Because this week it can be like, okay, yeah, we're encouraging everybody to get the shot. And then come next week, we still encourage everybody to get the shot, but you still need to practice masking and social distance. I thought that was the purpose of the shot, so we can have a normalcy of life. You know what I mean?
No, one of the things I'm learning that I got clarity on, you're right, this vaccine shot, if you listen to them closely, it does not prevent you from getting COVID. It do not prevent it, but correct. But what they saying it's supposed to do is, if you do get it, your symptoms won't be as severe, and it won't last as long, and all of that, and you won't die. Now they did say that. They kind of.
I remember all of them did say that.
Kill you now. Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right. I know the key point was that part, the survival.
So I don't know. I got to look into a little more about passing it on. So maybe that's why even they saying if you do get the shot, still could wear the mask. It's a certain level, a number they're trying to get to for the entire country. 70% to get to this country, 70% vaccinated. That should quell it where the different variant strains won't keep popping up and all kind of stuff like that. So that's the science I know. But the science, we got to be honest. We are the best scientists of our body. You know your body best.
True.
Your doctor will tell you. When they come, most doctors take the best educated guess they can based on the knowledge they have. Now, some things have come along. We know if you got A, we could give you B and it come out C. It's just, like if you got a cut, I can put some stitches, some antibiotic, you're going to get a shot, you're going to get some ointment, we're going to fix that wound. Right? Some stuff is always, they not quite sure. Your body chemistry a little different. than mine. So if you got something, they prescribe you a certain antibiotic, it worked for you. It might not work for me.
Right. And this is why they always say, too, the worst person to lie to is your doctor because you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah. Your doctor, your lawyer, and your mama. Don't lie to them.
The doctor knows. Yeah. You can lie all you want. Yeah, but, when you don't lie to them, at least you get them on the path early.
True.
You know what I mean?
He ain't got to sift through your lies.
Right, sift through your lies
problems.
and look at how this blood work come back and come to find out, nah, bro, you was eating this over here. Yeah. But it's like, what's from this COVID thing, I can understand why certain people are hesitant because it was like, if I'm going to wear the mask and I'm going to keep social distancing and washing hands and all this. They only talk about washing hands as much as they used to. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Compared to they used to, But it's like, if I'm doing all of this, then, if I get the shot or don't get the shot, you know what I mean? Like, that's their attitude. Sad part is, that's why I always say, if you get the shot, that's a personal decision.
Right.
It ain't, if you don't want to, fine. If you do, that's great too. But at the end of the day, to me, you don't owe nobody an explanation either way.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
It's a personal choice.
It's a personal choice.
And let me add in why I feel some people are hesitant, not just because they're taking other precautions. Let's be clear. A lot of people are hesitant because of the history in our country of the biological, for lack of a better word, it's the right word, warfare that they wage on the poor, especially colored people. But, we've always been their guinea pigs. We could go through a litany of things that they did, basically humans trial and error right there, like on you. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Not where you know it either. Like, some people sign up for trials.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
no doubt.
you being
Yeah.
a research.
That's true.
Thing, but so that's part of it, and to me, those are valid because it really did happen in this country, and but hey, like I said, it's a real personal choice, and I just want to encourage everybody to overall be healthy, man.
Right. Now, here's my only thing with that scenario, and that is, as valid as it is, right? We still eat the same processed fast foods that's killing us at the same rate.
I mean,
I'm just saying, they know, the stuff they put in fast food, blacks and Latinos are more
susceptible
to getting diabetes and all these other things. And we don't stop eating that stuff.
Well, one of the things I learned that some of the additives in those and preservatives in those type of foods are very highly addictive.
So
that's another thing they doing.
It's
not just that they putting it in there. It's making you crave it.
Yeah, but isn't it also part of the warfare?
Correct.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's purposely there.
Well, I look at it like this, right? I get what you're saying. If you're going to not take the shot, you need to stop doing the other stuff too.
Right.
If that's your stance.
Right. No, not even that. My thing is, if we're going to talk about what they have done, okay, which is all valid, Tuskegee, all that's all valid. But I'm saying, let's take the shot off the table. They still got this war against us anyway. Without that.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'm saying that is
I know
correct.
what you're saying, but I was just saying, even without that, they still have this thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And it's more, what's the word I want to say? I guess it's a little more digestible. Like
that makes sense.
The image of a needle going in your arm,
right?
You know what I mean? Something.
Yeah.
Versus this food, they kind of smoothed it in there a little more. You know what I mean?
True.
Excuse me. So I
right.
Hey, you don't know it's a couple billion people on this planet. We don't know what everybody think, but we can't go by, you know what I'm saying, what everybody, your history of what you've done, and we definitely need to look into all. Let's be clear, man. Again, we talk about it. There's so many things that we could work on as a society.
Right.
It's kind of, you could, us 100 people could jump in this pile, another 1,000 could jump over there. It still got room for another 1,000,000 over there. That's how many things going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So, but yeah, we need to, if you want to be super technical, which is not profitable, that I'm starting to understand more. You ever watch these movies and it's always the government or the big company. The big company. It was always a big company behind something, right? And to me, I'm starting to understand what that big company is. That's all of them. And all of them is out to make a profit.
Well, it's called Big Pharma.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
right.
if we want to really be healthy and know what we're eating, we kind of, maybe it's the time, we're going to go back to the essence, so to speak. You need to be personally getting your own garden and growing your own vegetables for you and your family. That way you know exactly what's in your food.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because to make money, and this is what I mean by the big company. First of all, tobacco is a big indicator. They knew what was going on. It was proven they knew how it was messing people up, and they still was selling it to them without the warnings and all that stuff, right?
True.
So all these suits came up, about 10, 20 years ago now, where it came. Well, all of that is across the board. They know these preservatives and stuff is not good in the food, but they got to use it to try to keep up with the population of the planet so they can make money.
Right.
They're not going to be able to produce as much if they don't use some of these things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And they won't make the money. They put it on, we'll starve. But, that's why we can't depend on them to feed us. You should have your own food sources the best you could.
Right.
That's hard to tell a person that live in a city where it's all concrete, grow a garden. You know what I mean? And
So yeah, I get it.
But they coming up with new stuff. People is making rooftop gardens in the cities and greenhouses. They own greenhouses. People are doing it, so it can be done. There is hope. Y'all don't have to not get into that because you don't think you could do it. Man, your whole block, y'all get together, get a piece of land, and then the whole block divvy up the fruits and vegetables.
And you know what? Home. And I say this too. It's almost a lose-lose situation. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Every year I grow cucumbers, right? Cucumbers every year.
Right.
I may spend $3 for a plant that can yield 40 nice-sized cucumbers every year. $3. Right? Do it yearly. Habanero peppers, all this. Whole food is the devil too.
Oh yeah.
Whole food for the same cucumber I did for $4. They charging you $5 for one.
Yep.
See what I'm saying?
Because it's organic.
Right. It's how if I'm growing cucumbers in my yard, that's organic. Mm-hmm. If I can get 40 for $3, then why am I paying $4 for one?
For one. It's
see what I'm saying? Like
they in the money grab too. I ain't saying just because they in the organic business.
But I'm just saying, but people be thinking, like when like you said, we from the South, we seen the grandparents and all them have the yards and the gardens and all these things that it was natural. Mm-hmm. How did it become more to eat naturally than it did to eat processed?
That's crazy.
See what I'm saying?
You're right.
It's weird to me. Because you ain't got all these extra things that cost more money.
Well, you know what? It ain't weird in a way. I mean, I'm only saying that in a way because, again, they fall right under this capitalist system. It's about making money.
Yes.
Oh, everybody got their mind on eating healthy?
Yeah.
Let's raise the price of organic stuff.
Which is
It's
weird.
Very expensive to try to eat healthy in this country.
And I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like you say, well, based on what you said, I understand why they made it, but it shouldn't be.
I get it.
It shouldn't be. Like, it should be cheaper to eat healthier.
I agree.
But then again, healthier, a lot of doctors don't make money now. Like you said.
Again, follow the money. You always say that, right?
Yeah, it's almost like it's a domino. Unhealthy, doctors, tests, all these things fall medication. It's almost like they put you on a regimen for life. But if you eat healthy, that you think you eating healthy. Because first of all, anything organic, to me, unless you grow it yourself, you can't really prove it.
True.
So Whole Food could be having some other shit, but they label
Right, because
it.
you don't have no home test kit where you can say, let me
Right.
test this food. Is it
Yeah.
strictly organic? You're only taking their word. That's every system in this country is tied into money. The criminal justice system. You get locked up. You know, if they erase crime, how many people lose money? Lawyers, judges,
Yeah.
jail COs.
And most prisons shit is state funded, right? Ain't they? They got private prisons and all. So everybody
Right.
makes money off the. Put your mind to slavery. They make money off bodies.
Absolutely.
They make money off bodies. Hell, death is a business. So whether living or dying, somebody making money off you.
So, what I was just saying is helping me express it a little better. All the and I can't even think of the names of them now, but it's always like this big bad force was behind things, and they was like money. And I used to just think, why are they so against? Like the hippies was just against the system. That was it, the capitalist system.
Mm-hmm.
We more of a capitalist society than a democracy.
True.
It's about money, man.
Yeah.
Everything you do is about money here in America.
It
One
is.
way or another.
It is.
One way or another. And that's what you got to do to get to the essence of things is take the money out of it. So when it's not about money, you got people sharing space to grow a garden. Like, all right, you got that corner. The Johnson family got that corner. The Williams family got that corner of a plot of land. You know, they divide it up.
Right.
Or y'all might just, you got a cornfield, I got a cucumber field, he got a tomato field, we trade. Ain't no money involved in that.
That's how it used to be.
That's how it used to be.
That's how it used to be. You know what? For 3 acres, I give you one male, one bull.
Whatever, right.
You know what I mean? So that way you can keep going. You know, you can keep your situation going on, but I need this. Like they call the barter system. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But like you said, nowadays that's over. And I was just thinking, even when you die, they charge you almost $1,000 if that, just to dig a hole. I understand, just to dig the hole.
But it's illegal if you want to put your loved ones in your backyard. You might got a big, beautiful backyard.
It's illegal.
You could put a section where we're gonna have all our family members buried. That's illegal.
How?
I don't understand that either.
I don't get it.
Because they in the ground there. So what are you saying? It's going to rot the ground? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's in the ground at the cemetery.
And, so it's like everything, like you said, is everybody's on a pay system. Mm-hmm. Whether from birth to death, it's a calculator. You know what I mean? Like, you're ticking. So it's almost, and I think I remember hearing this. They was like, when you're born, even when you die, like your Social Security number, you like a commodity.
Now, I want to dig into that deeper, but it's definitely something like that.
Right? Something like that, right?
Even, excuse me, you hear some of these, like the Moors, different people, even like 5%ers be like, yo, my born day, because it's something about the wording. Right? I know I'm about to go a little crazy with some people, but like words, spells, they saying we cast spells over each other, or they cast spells over us because they mastered that. And, these words they use, birth, is different than born. So when you have a birth certificate, it's like it's a certificate of something. I got to do some more research. I don't want to pass off half information.
Well, birth certificate, basically, you need proof. That's like proof. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's like a document on you.
Right, but it goes directly to the system of this money-making system.
Yeah.
Kind of register you in it. I want to acknowledge and shout out everybody in the chat room. Cousin Kev said he got his shots.
All right, good.
What's up, Kev?
Good money, brother.
Yeah, it's all about the money, Kev. Keisha Boatwright, it's crazy that you can buy a burger combo cheaper than the salad. Yes, it is.
Absolutely. What's going on, sis, cuz?
All right, also we got Tanya. What's up? First Lady of Good Vibes.
What's going on, sis? How
She said,
are you?
Good topic.
Sis, keep getting better. That's all we can ask for. Keep getting better. Keep your faith. Keep your strength. come home with a clean bill of health.
And that's a sister that we, know good. She's dealing with some health issues. She put it out there. I'm quite sure she wouldn't mind us speaking a little bit about it. But that's why she's saying good topic, because we know how important it is, man. Like even recently, in the last week, we lost 3 rap icons.
Yeah, we're going to get into that, before this show is over, about men's health in particular.
Yeah.
Tanya
said, I'm doing great. That's good to hear, Tanya.
Absolutely.
That's good to hear. Keep your spirits up.
For real.
You and your family.
Yes.
But, yeah, man, this whole thing and, the people at the top of this Ponzi scheme called America,
that's what it is, too, really.
They definitely invest in health themselves. Mm-hmm. But they don't like that to trickle down. Like, think about it. A lot of it makes sense, for them. I ain't saying it makes sense it's the right thing to do, but it makes sense. If I got power, why would I want the population to keep growing and might one day outnumber me and my colleagues and take us over, take our power, use up our resources that we think we own all of them at this point. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So that whole depopulation thing, through health, it don't seem so crazy to me. So they want a certain amount of people to be unhealthy and poor and in bad mental spaces because it's going to keep wiping them out, and there's less they have to deal with, and there's more for their greedy asses.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, when you think about the bigger scheme of it, like, they will find a way to make $1 from you, off you, forever.
Forever.
Because, like, for instance, even if you bury somebody, they make money off you to put flowers on the grave. A headstone, a marker, all of this, it's like it's damn near revolving debt almost to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
It ain't damn near, that is.
You know what I mean? It's
you
like,
owe as soon as you come in, you owe leaving.
And you still ain't done paying.
Down to the, there's no disrespect. I got some good pastor friends and imams, people of faith, but to perform your final service is usually a fee.
Yeah. Like, you gotta charge me to say a few words.
Not the funeral home. I ain't even talking about that fee.
I'm talking about the speaker.
Correct.
Yeah.
Presiding over your service is a fee.
Talking about, I do it for $350, because, I knew her. You know what I mean? Like, she was, if you really knew her, then what the fuck you charge me for? You know what I mean? And I'm like, for argument's sake, if this particular person, that died, like, say she was part of your church family, if she gave into your situation, the offerings and all of this, her whole life, you can't do this one thing on the love?
Wow.
You can't do an offering in return. Come on. It's just weird to me. You know what I mean? Like that a pastor gets paid to oversee your service when you was a member of his church and gave faithfully.
Things change. I get it. Things grow and evolve, but the career of a pastor or a clergyman, let me just say that.
Okay.
That cover everybody. It has changed, but I remember a day talking about, I didn't even see it as much, but most clergymen had a day job.
True.
They didn't depend on the revenue of the church to sustain them and their family. They went to work like everybody else.
Okay.
They were just the preacher of that church, or they was the head of that church. But I get it. It got big.
But see, here's my thing. I don't care. Listen, even if you had a day job, okay, I give you that. Even a clergyman with a day job, okay. If a member of your family still poured into you on because the church was a job too, if you wanted, since we put it that way, the church that you was doing was a job.
Right.
They poured into you. So they was giving you an income there too.
Mm-hmm.
You should still be able to pour back into them when they leave.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Like, you should still be able to pour back into them, you know. Like you say, such and such. Yeah, she was a very good tither. You know what I mean? She $2-3 grand, a year. Because some of them, they write taxes off for this tithing too.
No, the whole church is each individual person you can't write off for your tithes, I believe.
Yeah.
But the entire church is tax exempt.
Right. But I'm just saying, but these people
Keisha said, why, I didn't mean to cut you off, why should the pastor be paid?
Shouldn't be.
I don't know if you meant to say shouldn't or should be, but Keisha, why should the pastor be paid? I don't know, especially if it's a member. Now, you know what? Now I think about that. Maybe if you wasn't a member of the church, say, Sister Ruthie got a nephew. Her sister and her kids wasn't real church going, but she wanted to use the church for her nephew's funeral.
Okay.
You might, you're not a member like that. We have to charge a fee. I could kind of see that because it's real logical. Everything you do in life, when you got a membership, you get benefits from being a member of something.
Right.
You know what I mean? I guess I can see that, but definitely the members of the church in my immediate family, we should never have to worry about that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like you said, if it's somebody, cousin further down, or maybe somebody, so some pastors, they do funerals, they really don't know the person.
Sure.
At all.
Sure.
So they got to get a little bit, which there's a lot of these, funeral situations. A lot of pastors, when you think, this is how you know when they know them or don't know them, their service has nothing to do with the person.
True.
It's almost like a regular church service.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, you know this person. This is a paid gig. You know what I mean? This is a mobile gig for you. But you got certain pastors when they know them, that's a whole different situation. You know what I mean? Because they start talking about childhood, boom, boom, boom. You be like, okay, so you know this person. It's just a different vibe.
That's why, even though I'm saying all these, somewhere, I ain't going to say negative, but how money has mucked up the game of life in general, especially here in America, that it's really important for us to get that economic base with our people, man. That's what they understand.
Yeah.
That's what they respond to.
Historically.
Like it can cover a lot of things. They still, even the racism, to a point, they deal with you more when you got money. They might still say, man, I hate that nigga got all that money. How the fuck he get there? How the fuck he get this? But they say it under their breath.
Absolutely.
Because they know you got some muscle now, that money muscle.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to coin that phrase now. Get that money muscle.
Yeah, because even influential, black people with power and money, they know how to play the game. You know what I mean? Like, they won't rock the boat so far.
True.
You know what I mean? They might throw a jab out there just to see. Then when they realize the backlash comes, they go back in the cubbyhole. You know what I mean? And because of that, it's almost like, you know what, to be honest, to me, since when we talk about what we talked about last week, a lot of influential, wealthy black individuals are not unapologetically black.
Agreed.
See what I mean? They not that.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, we're black, but, I work hard to get this money. You mean the man at the bottom didn't?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it's a catch-22, man.
Yeah, it really is.
You definitely, the way society is built, for one, and to obtain things that, I'm not going to say money makes you happy, but money is a tool that's needed for a lot of things in this world, point blank. You have to obtain some wealth to be able to do things, and I tell you this, it sure can make you happier. I ain't saying it just make you happy, but it can make you happier.
But you know what? Money has caused a lot of people to commit suicide too. You know what I mean, in their own way. Because money to me for a lot of certain people, it's just a Band-Aid for demons. It's a Band-Aid. You know what I mean? Like you take people like Robin Williams. He had money. And he was still respected. Like he was influential, but he was dying inside. You know what I mean? So for certain people, the money could not overshadow whatever your pain was.
That's true. That's why I say it don't make you happy, but it can make you happier.
Yeah. And for some people, it put more stress on them.
Absolutely. You know, Biggie wrote about it, more money, more problems.
Yeah, some people put more stress on them.
You hear a lot, especially those that are the first generation to make the money.
Right.
Oh, man, it's hard on them guys.
Yeah.
Everybody in your family expect you to take care of them.
Yeah.
They count your pocket. Oh, you did this for cousin such and such. Why you only gave me this much?
Which is weird.
You did that. Yeah,
Which is weird. You know what I mean? Let the blessing be the blessing. You know what I mean? Like, how you counting it? You know what I mean? If it's a blessing, how you counting it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, really? So it's like, I don't know. It's just, like I said, money is good for a lot of things. Don't get me wrong. It opens up doors for a lot of things. But in the same token, it reveals a lot too. It reveals a lot. And you know, animosity is big when it comes down to money. It's very big. And it's been like that. You know, black people just really started getting money. But white people, it's been big with them. They off each other for it. You know, historically.
Right.
You know, for the power, for the wealth. You know, well, I don't think we got that far yet. You know what I mean? Where we start doing it in that way. So, you know, financially, you know, financial freedom to me is just not really being free. You know, really, to me, it's just not being free. You know, you're stable, but you're never free. You know, type shit. Especially
I don't
IRS,
know about that.
When you got the IRS and all that shit involved, you know what I mean? It's like you never really, like, they find a way to take back from you. You know? And I just think about all the black people who got money, like Wesley Snipes and all them, who had faith in other people because they really wasn't prepared for that kind of money. You know what I mean? And they put their faith in somebody else, and you the one went to prison. You know what I mean? For tax situations. You're like, no, I did my part. Like, no, you didn't. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm just saying, you know.
I don't know about that. Financial freedom is freedom. It's the biggest freedom, like, because they're not giving us anything else. With financial freedom, you could take some liberties. Like, I could go do this even though I know you don't want me up here skiing in Aspen. And I know that's real arbitrary, you know what I mean? But I'm just using that as an example. Well, I know you don't want my kids in this prestigious private school, but I got the money to put them there. You can't stop me. So it do give you freedoms to have that financial freedom. You could live in what area you want in this country. You could, you know what I mean, have your kids, whatever kind of education you want. That is a lot of more liberties you get, especially as a black person, if you don't got that financial backing, that financial freedom.
And I guess for me, I look at it as you have more opportunities as compared to freedoms.
Well, what is freedom?
No, for sense, okay, I can get my kid into this school. Correct. But now my kid got to wear the burden. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking I got financial freedom. You know, there's a lot of kids, you know, who parents put them in schools that they don't really, you know, do great in because of what they got to deal with. You know what I mean? As a parent, you're happy that you would be able to provide for these kids, but a lot of kids don't be happy in these situations. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's an opportunity to put your kids somewhere. Granted, I get that, and that's a fact. But the freedom, you can say, is on your end. Some kids, they not free. They feel like they trapped.
Okay, so let's go here with it.
Mm-hmm.
If I got financial freedom, whatever I did, and maybe I
Okay.
just hit the damn lotto for
It happens.
$400 million.
It happens.
I could build my own schools. I
That's-
could build my own farms.
That's what
I could open my own hospitals.
Right.
So now all the things we was just talking about earlier.
Whoa. Let's be clear. You can't open your own. No.
You can't open your own what?
But you won't do it on your own. You won't do it on your
You
own.
can open your own school. I know somebody right now that we grew up with. If I show you, he Spanish, Puerto Rican guy, got his own school in Linden, New Jersey, Sinai Christian Academy. No funding from nobody else.
He still has some tape.
Well, that's a process.
But I'm just saying, but they still had to let him in order to do these things.
That's still not true. Me and you and 4 more dads can put, we can have school in one of our houses, and the state will recognize it. You got to look into it. It's heavy. You don't have to do all that stuff. It's like, okay, it still will be a requirement at the end for them to be recognized as a graduate or whatever, because that is the thing. So I get what you're saying that, but the freedom we talking about, where I don't like the way these school system is, bring up the point you said, I don't want to send him to one of these private school where he the only black kid and they messing with my son or daughter all the time. I could start my own. That's a freedom. That's an empowerment that finance and wealth created.
Well, I guess you put that way you can, but you can homeschool your kid with $30.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just more liberating to me. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna build a whole. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. I want to go against that because I think we've been taught that too much as black people. Like, we supposed to be poor. The more humble you is and poor, that's the more righteous you is. That's bullshit.
No, I ain't even talking about on that level. I'm talking about on the level.
You said $30 we can homeschool,
what
and
I'm
that's
saying,
better.
No,
that's better.
Listen what I just said. Before I build a school, for instance, for $2 million, why would I build a school for $2 million because my child feels a certain kind of way, when I can keep my money and still educate my child in a better way? That's what I was saying. The money was just the money, but I was just saying I don't have to build a whole tower.
Right.
That's what I meant.
I
meant in that sense.
When I said if I got $400 million, me personally, that's why I said it. I ain't gonna just homeschool my kids. I'm about to build a school where all the kids in my community could go to. So I guess that my mind just kind of was there.
Yeah,
like
I was just saying in
a
the
big
particular,
school.
like you said, somebody with money, they can pay their kids to go into school, or they can build the school. You know what I mean? In that sense, and I was like, well, why would I do all that when I can if I'm educated enough, I can homeschool my child for less.
But I think that's one of the things we combating in our community. With this money talk, for one, I'm in the chat room. They loving this conversation. Keisha, Hera, what's up? Dana, going back and forth.
What up, sis?
So it was like maybe a charter school. You can start that. Charter is still by the state. I'm talking about you can have your own 100% private school if you wanted to. And one of the things I'm saying is like we've really been conditioned that way. That don't try to get too big with stuff. Don't try to make too much money. Man, somebody be waiting to knock you in the head and take your money. You be doing this, or if you make. I think that's too prevalent in our community.
But you know what? That's only to me prevalent when it's legal money. Because the average one of us do illegal, we gonna put the money out there. We gonna show the money. You know what I mean? Like, we going to buy the Rolls Royces and all this, knowing damn well they going to take it. It's the legal money people that be like, I don't know if I need to, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's crazy even in that situation. 400 million legal, 400 million illegal. That illegal 400, they're going to ball till they fall.
Right.
That legal one, he watching every 50 cent of it. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Oh, I need to know this. Wasn't Richard Pryor said that? I call my accountant 2 o'clock in the morning. How much money I got? You know what I mean? That's the legal guy.
Making sure it's still there.
Right. That's the legal guy. You know what I mean? In a sense where it's crazy. The same 400 million is a difference of how it's looked at when it's legal or illegal.
But think about that. Think about this.
Mm-hmm.
We got 400 million right now. Somebody dropped it on us right here.
Okay.
fuck the United States. You know what I'm saying? I will feel like that. I'm going to feel empowered because I'm going to be like, you know what? Y'all got all this COVID testing bullshit and this and that, and you want us to take the shot. Hey, I could set up $10 million and get some kind of study on our own. Right. You know, get some black doctors, people you trust, whatever, you know what I mean?
True.
Or at the same time, open up a string of urgent cares like they doing. They doing it.
Yeah.
That's the big thing now. Hospitals is downsizing and they go into urgent cares. Right? These little critical care centers all over the community, in low-income communities.
Right, true.
Why we can't do that?
But
you know how many years we survived where Miss Such and Such, the oldest lady in the neighborhood, knew all about the different roots and herbs and little combos put you together to help with a cold, cure the baby from whooping cough and colic and all that stuff with these different herbs.
Put
and
some fat back in your diaper or some shit.
Come on,
make
man.
You sweat it out. You know what I mean?
Put a rotten egg in your shoe or something.
Shit. But it worked.
Weird, but it worked.
Yeah, it's true.
So, do you know I heard on, I think I was watching one of the Hidden Colors in that series. I suggest a lot of people, we don't do really promotion like that for other items, but I personally watched all of them except the last one, I think. I think it was 4, and then it was 1 about the Haiti Revolution. But there I learned in Harvard Medical School, they got an entire floor that's dedicated to studying African herbs and natural herbs. And this is what they've been doing for years. They taking the knowledge we had. They call us witch doctors and shaman and crazy stuff. They just healers. And they study those herbs and what they do and turn them into synthetic drugs that we use.
Right.
So, we could get back to that. Like, a lot of that stuff, that was the whole thing with Dr. Sebi. Sebi.
Yeah.
He used a lot of those natural herbs in certain combinations that's effective for you.
Right.
And they know where the power from. It's from the earth. Like, man can't make nothing that naturally has not been made already. You know what I mean?
True. Now, here's what I'll be wondering, too. You take all the wealthy black people, right? And I know I remember hearing this conversation in the 20s and the 30s, now in the 40s. If every rich black person would just put, let's say, 10% of their earnings together, we can come up with something huge.
I agree.
Why?
I don't know what we're waiting on.
But I'm saying, why? That's my question. Like I said, 20s, 30s, 40s, we damn near going on 50. Why has it never happened yet?
I don't know. I mean, I can't even answer.
Which is why sometimes I say we blame old Whitey for a lot of shit. They certain shit we accountable for too.
Oh, hell yeah. Talk about it.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, all these, come on. You mean to tell me Oprah, Tyler, I'm just going to name them 2.
Bob Johnson.
Like I said, just name it just 3 or 4. They can't put this, and put all that together and say, you know what? We about to build our own quote unquote St. Jude's Hospital. Why they don't?
I know it's probably in other places. New York is close to us, so I kind of referenced this a couple times. In the Jewish area of New York, they all they own.
Absolutely.
They funded their own. They got a security or police force that goes around their neighborhoods in Crown Heights.
Yeah.
They got their own ambulatory system that pick up their sick and take them to their own Jewish hospital.
Okay. Now, once again.
Why would it be a Harlem hospital, in New York with all the black people, or Brooklyn or anything? I mean, even of recent times with all these people that became moguls, nobody can do it by themselves. But you're right, just the mindset of being collaborative like that, I don't know.
Like you said, granted, they all came together for some free shit, getting people to vote. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were so, rock the vote, black the vote, all this black. Okay. But when it came down to something that could be longevity, sustained, nobody can put 10% of them billions together.
A lot of them be, like you said, still got that little man complex. They scared
but they don't have a problem donating to white shit.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem.
They scared
to me,
if they be too unapologetically black that they source is about to get cut some kind of way. So with all the freedom you think this wealth and riches have gotten you, they still in the back of their mind thinking like, big brother, the white man, he could cut me off at any minute.
Just like they say, Jordan can donate to private prisons. And these type, I ain't saying like that's the rumor. I don't know if it's true. I ain't did the research. But
what? Say that again?
Michael Jordan donating to private prisons. He funding, help doing that kind of stuff. You know?
I think what it was, just to add that in, don't forget your thought. I think he invested or did business with some of the companies that did it. I don't know if he directly donated.
Okay, now even we go there. He did business with these guys that was involved in that.
Right, heavily,
right, and came out good. You mean to tell me he couldn't find some black people to do that kind of business with? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, certain things, to me, we are accountable for ourselves.
Kurt,
you know what I mean?
Kurt, we could go on for days.
It's true. Right.
No, I'm
true.
saying about what we need to do. It's true, because I'm tired of a lot of it. Like, I'm going to jump to we jumping off the money, but when the fuck is, okay, we're all these tough-ass gangbangers. I watched the video of the brother Polite. I don't know how many of y'all saw him or heard of him. He in the conscious community. A lot of people call him a scam artist because he got his businesses going. He practiced polygamy. A lot of stuff that, supposed to be taboo to us. That's another thing I'm learning as we get older. Everything this Western society, i.e. America, has taught us is away from our natural inclination.
This is true.
Straight up.
This is true.
But anyway, he said he just had a whole rant. Like, he said, I want to know where the guns. Where the guns? He said, now, it don't take much of nothing for me to be mad at another brother that looked like me and take him out. Me and the homies finna ride or die, right? We load up the car 4 deep. We going by their block and spraying the whole block. How many of these white motherfucking cops gonna keep killing our guys and we ain't aimed the gun at them yet?
Ain't even thought about it.
Where the guns?
Yeah.
Where the gangbangers at? Where these tough 5-star generals and all that, the big homies? They ain't giving the orders to go retaliate to defend our people? Now, I don't want to say that I'm advocating violence or killing, but what I'm saying, just like him, and this what he broke down was very smart to me for him to say it that way. I'm not advocating that, but what I'm saying is, if we know you got a track record of killing other niggas, I'm asking, where you at now?
True.
When is these parents, I know nobody, I know our history as black people with law enforcement. I know nobody in hell, like, you probably, as much as I'm going off right now, it would be hard to convince me that my son or daughter did something and I'm finna turn them over to the police. But right is right and it gotta be fucking done. If your kid's running around a community, 2 or 3 bodies and everybody in the hood know it, how in the fuck? But nobody don't post a snitch. We weak for that. But he ravaging our hood, putting post-traumatic stress on innocent children that just walk by and hear the shots, innocent kids getting shot, innocent old people getting shot. But if we snitch, we wrong.
But you know what? We only wrong to is their kid.
Exactly.
When it's their kid, somebody seen something, somebody heard something, they need to come now, have that same energy.
Have that same energy when your child was around terrorizing the hood too. Or young adult. He ain't a child no more. Usually a lot of them. But where they at? Where that uncle at? Like, to that point, with ourselves, we only got 2 choices. And we stuck with nobody don't want to do it. Everybody want to mind their own business. So we need a bunch of people. I say brothers because we should be protecting our hoods. But if sisters want to join, we got to go get them, snatch them out the house. Yo ass getting out of here. Or beat him down or whatever punishment we see fit for him. Or if we don't want to do that, that's what the police is for. Turn his ass over to them. Which one we gonna do?
You know what, man? Honestly, the code changed to me mid-90s. The code changed mid-90s. Only based on the fact is, like you said, when we came up, every parent had permission to make it happen with the next kid on the block. You know what I mean? It was an unwritten rule.
Right.
You know what I mean? My mom saw you out there, Jalil. Don't you need to be in the house?
Correct.
Mid-90s, when the mother was about, at a certain age. First of all, when grandma, the daughter, and her daughter can both go to the club together, there's a problem there. There's a problem there. You know what I mean? That's when the shit is different. Because 3 generations should made a party together. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, yo.
And because of that.
Twerking.
Yeah.
3 generations of bad bitches.
Turn.
Y'all think about that.
Turn.
My people.
And because of that, come on, man, it's almost like it's just the mentality is different. It's totally different. Since mid-90s to current. Now, mid-90s to current, don't say nothing to my child. It wasn't like that before then. You know what I mean? An elder and another elder got together and said, listen, we're going to, they're going to sit you down.
Mm-hmm.
There are no elders now. Really? Grandma used to be 60, 65, something like that. Grandma now 38.
Yo, and they don't even want to be called grandma no more.
For real.
Glam Ma.
Yeah.
G-Ma. Call me GG.
Okay.
Well, it always been nicknames. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah.
Because I said Nana. Some people say
Okay, but hold up.
Some people say
Nana, Jana, G-Ma, Grandma, that's historic.
Right.
But that glam and all that, don't call me no grandma. I ain't that old to be a grandma.
That should be a badge of honor.
That
you made it to that status of your family.
Right. But see what I'm saying? Like,
oh, they going off in the chat room, Kurt. Keisha said parents are afraid of their children. I agree.
Absolutely. That's not even debatable right now. You know what I mean?
Family is not built like it used to be. The mentality is different. The younger generation feel entitled. Another great thing. Keisha also said the part about Michael Jordan wasn't true. It was a white man named Michael Jordan that invested in the prison, and people thought that it was the basketball players.
Okay.
I'm going to do a little more research, Keisha. I don't know. I think he was.
But no, I did hear
the real
something.
Michael Jordan. Yeah, he was doing dealings with guys that was doing that, and people say he should have disassociated. But we know the real issue was he didn't speak up on black issues in general.
Still don't.
Because he felt, I think, I can't speak for him, that, again, what we were just talking about, some of them are only going to go but so far because they think their gravy train going to get stopped.
Yeah.
Now he married a white lady.
Yeah.
But, we got a long list of things we definitely need to fix ourselves. And I used to get real offended. I'm going to tell you about me real quick, personally, when everybody go to that part.
What part?
What we going to do for ourselves. Well, I mean, like, what we going to do to fix ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when you said it started in the mid-'90s, I was about to jump in. You could really go back to the 70s. They made a law about giving welfare to people who had a man in the house. They was doing systematically, it was a study done from the 60s of why was the civil rights so, these white, they play the game, bro. They did a study after the civil rights era of why was it so successful. And it was so successful because black people had good jobs at the time in the 60s, believe it or not, at the factories in GM in Detroit and all these factories in L.A. that they had left the South to go for, up here in the Northeast. And these was good jobs, kind of.
Right.
Grandma, grandpa worked at the factory and sent her kids to school. They took vacations every year. They had a car. And these were the people in the 60s that were funding the civil rights movement. So the whiteys figured we got to break down the family structure. Right. So we can't let them be able to have this kind of base again.
Okay.
So then they came out with a law that prohibited you can't receive X amount of benefits. Remember the scene in Claudine? Calling Mr. Welfare. Mama, the lady here. They had to hide stuff and all that. You can't even get an iron. Like, you know what I mean? They made it break down. So then by the 90s, 20 years later, that was the norm. Have a baby, the father don't live there, no male got, like, you know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying. I'm on it now. Like, I got older. Like, we know these problems. We know they did all that. They ain't got shit to do with what we supposed to be doing for ourselves.
Yeah, because I guess for
You know what
me,
I'm saying?
like you said, everything you saying, factual, no dispute. Nothing about none of them laws said current day disrespect your mother.
No, not at all.
Right. Put your hands on your mother.
Not at all.
No, that ain't that. That's something else.
Yo, if this is no lie, I never attempted it. I never came close, but I can only imagine if I ever put my hands on my mother or acted like it, I would have got a bunch of ass whoopings. I would have got jumped by the neighborhood in general at first. At that time,
Yeah.
they might have called some other family members from down south to come up here to handle me as well. You know, it just not that type of respect no more.
And you remember even then, parents used to say, and they kind of meant it, the day you put your hands on me, the day I bury you.
Yep.
Current day, nah. Current day, they scared to death. A little such and such or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep. Then you had the crack era when they was taking care of the house. So that garnered somewhat. You got a 16-year-old that's paying the bills, making sure everybody eat. The mother may or may not be on crack, dope, alcoholic.
Bruh, not even that. Here's the thing, right? Even then, drugs, have, been in the community for whatever, however how many years. Here's where it changed for me. Even the OGs, when we was younger, used to tell us, yo, get the fuck from over here.
That's why I said I done got jumped by the community.
Right. I'm saying,
y'all heard you hit your mama, but the word is
no,
not
I'm just
around.
saying, even on some drug shit, don't you be over here.
No doubt.
Stay your ass over there. Don't come over here.
Absolutely.
Current day, yeah, come on, little fella. Let me put this in. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And I
come on.
That's a horrible. That's a horrible thing. Horrible.
It's almost like for real. How do the like you said? It's so many things to deal with and fight, bro. Like how do the cycle break?
Sheesh.
Because the same older dude who was told to stay away is now encouraging the kids to come forward.
Yep. I agree. See it all the time.
It's too. Sometimes it's too much.
All I would say is right now, I heard somebody worded this way. Shout out Dion and Michelle Candia, the Candias. She said, it's a big world, right? Real big world. She said, if everybody just sweep up their little corner of the world. So she broke it down, what she said to me, meaning what's in your area as far as your life. You know what I mean? Keep yours clean. And if everybody have that mentality, we'll all be cleaning up, right? It'll get clean. So what you can control, if you can get involved, if you could pass on a good word, if you could do something in your community, if you could do this to make your family better, let's make sure we doing that. Starting there at least, man.
Fucked up part, bro. We had that one.
Yeah.
We had it. We had community. We had a whole family. We had all of these things. You know what I mean? To somewhere, it broke down somewhere. Where now, family is a one-hand thing. It's strictly my last name. That's the family.
Wow.
As compared to, we cousins, but we was family regardless. Current day is just different. You know what I mean? It's just weird. It's just weird now. But ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an end of another.
Wow, that was a great conversation, y'all. Give it up for yourself out there in the chat room.
Yeah,
Keisha, Hera, Kevin, Tanya, Tina Jackson. All of y'all that Keisha, I said her already. Everybody, Kev. Yo, we appreciate y'all every time. Sharif, Grim. See all y'all brothers, man.
So we're going to close out with my statement is, if you're going to be unapologetically black, do it. Simple. Just do it.
Yep.
All right. I'll be Mr. Business.
And you, hold up.
Yeah, you're going to stealth again.
It's your boy, Mr. Social.
That nigga about to do 3 rounds. All right. Why you look like Creed and shit right now?
I know, I'm getting my little, you know what I'm saying?
All right. We're going to see y'all next week. Same time. Duality Podcast. Peace.
Peace.